Racing games can take on many meanings, from traditional Formula 1 race cars to cartoon kart drivers pushing each other out of the way. Whatever type of racing you're looking for, there will be plenty of games to choose from in the coming months. Technology becomes even more impressive with each passing year, especially in racing games, and many of the games that will debut in 2024 seem to be making an effort to bring beautiful graphics to PC and consoles. And, of course, in this video of new racing games I would show you these games. Expeditions. A MudRunner game is more of an off-road adventure than a racer, coming from the creators of MudRunner and SnowRunner. It will be available on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, Nintendo Switch, and PC on March 5th, 2024, when players will get to experience what is being touted as the most advanced physics-based, off-road adventure by its publisher, Focus Entertainment. Rather than speeding to first place, players will lead research missions through off-road landscapes and equip vehicles with the best gadgets, such as drones and scanners. Long before Forza Horizon was even a concept, Test Drive Unlimited was the go-to for open-world driving havens. It's been a long time waiting for a new game though, with Unlimited 2 releasing back in 2011 and the series going dormant since. However, 2024 will see its return with Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Rather than being set on a big island like Oahu, TDU, or Ibiza, TDU2, Solar Crown will take you to a 1:1 Wreckreation of Hong Kong with 375 miles of road to play with. There seems to be a big focus on living the luxury life, so expect to see plenty of hypercars in the final release along with all sorts of other exuberant ways to splash your virtual cash. Stampede Racing Royale. Kart racers have been on the rise in recent years, with Stampede Racing Royale set to join the list in 2024. Combining chaotic karting with a battle royale-style elimination system, Stampede Racing Royale will offer a truly unique experience. The aim of the game is to be the last kart racing in lobbies of up to 60 players either on the track or in battle royale arenas. It's up to you to beat out the other players to become the champion. Sadly, Stampede Racing Royale's expected Steam Early Access date was pushed back from November 2023. The good news, however, is the game is still due to arrive sometime in early 2024. If we were putting money on any of these games to slip outside of 2024, it would probably be GTRevival. That's because it's attempting some exceptionally ambitious stuff, including harnessing artificial intelligence to generate context-sensitive commentary and pit crew audio. At least it makes a change from people using AI to create fictional Instagram influencers. While this is built by the core team behind the Project Cars series, the word revival in the title points to an attempt to recapture the alchemical motorsport magic of their previous games from the mid-2000s, GTR and particularly GTR2. Adding classic FIA GT1 cars like the Ferrari 550 Maranello, Chrysler Viper GTR and Lister Storm from those games is certainly a good place to start, but the game will also feature more modern GT3 machinery, including the Ferrari 296 GT3. If it goes as good as it already looks, this could be an instant classic. Stampede Racing Royale is a wild and chaotic battle royale-style kart race where 60 participants will fight for the lead. The game will be free to play on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, and PC when it arrives in the first half of 2024. Many cosmetics will be available for prospective champions to deck out their kart and characters with weird and crazy looks, and new swag will be appearing all the time, along with limited time events. At this point, the F1 games are like the FIFA, EA Sports FC, of the racing world. You can guarantee one will be out every year. There's no reason to think it'll change otherwise in 2024. 2023 was a leap forward for the game's physics. 2022 struggled to capture the ground effect-based aerodynamics the real series had switched to, but Codemasters seemed to nail it with its most recent effort. Despite a new entry into the Breaking Point story mode and the addition of F1 World, its career mode felt like a lackluster effort. There are no details yet on what F1 24 will entail, but we'll be hoping Codemasters can rectify that with a much improved career experience. Powered by rFactor 2's renowned graphics and physics engine, Le Mans Ultimate is the official game of the 2023 World Endurance Championship, the first WEC game in 20 years. This is the only game that lets you take on the world-famous 24 hours of Le Mans endurance race. Along with the full grid of GTE and LMP2 cars, you'll be hitting the track in the new Le Mans Hypercar class cars, with race machines like the Ferrari 499P and Peugeot 9x8 making their racing game debuts. Originally slated for a December 2023 release, Le Mans Ultimate is racing onto PC on February 20th in early access, just a few days before the opening 2024 WEC race at Losail. PC will be the only platform initially, but Studio 397 is considering a console port depending on sales. Considering that this is the only game Motorsport Games has in the pipeline after losing the NASCAR and BTCC licenses and suspending development of the IndyCar game, a lot is riding on Le Mans Ultimate to be a hit. The development studio behind F1 Manager, Frontier Development, had a heavy round of job cuts recently, which has led to some concerns over whether F1 Manager 2024 will even be made. The company has confirmed, however, that the game is in development and will continue its annual release plans for at least one more year. Like F1 Manager 2023, the game is expected to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, and PC in the summer. After landing on Xbox and PC in 2022, Turbo Golf Racing is teeing off on PS5 in Q2 2024. An arcade-style sports game, Turbo Golf Racing is what happens when you mix Rocket League with golf. There's a racing element too, with players blasting around in rocket-powered trying to finish each hole the fastest. With up to 8 players on the same course, the action can get frantic. iRacing isn't exactly a spring chicken, releasing all the way back in 2008. However, with continual improvements, the hardcore simulator remains the best way to go competitive racing online. In that time, it's never had rain effects. 2024 will change that though with the much-anticipated debut of wet racing. Details are still a little scarce on its implementation, but such as the detail iRacing tends to go to, it could well end up the most realistic recreation of rain in a racing game and a transformational addition to the subscription service. While originally expected to be released in the fall of 2023, ExoCross developers decided to push that date back a bit. At the time of writing, there is no specified timeframe given, but it is expected that ExoCross will be available sometime in 2024 for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. The game is the next evolution of Drag, Outer Zones, and is an off-road racing experience in futuristic vehicles. Wreckfest is one of our favorite games. The Stampede physics combined with the endless destruction you'd expect from a title focused on banger racing is one of the most fun recipes out there. Now, its publisher, THQ Nordic, is releasing another in a similar vein. Wreckreation uses a similar destruction-heavy physics engine, but, rather than focusing on banger racing, its selling point is stunts. Expect big jumps, loops, wacky obstacles, and by the sounds of it, the ability to create your own bonkers tracks. Rennsport also originally had a December 2023 release planned, but due to feedback from the community during its beta testing period, it has been pushed back to an unspecified launch. The game will feature state-of-the-art physics and stunning graphics and even has professional drivers and racing strategists on the development team to help make it as realistic as possible. The title will have a large focus on community modding to expand the game as well, with modding tools provided to make custom cars, tracks, and liveries and ways to manage and trade assets with other players on online marketplaces. Rennsport will launch first for PC with console versions coming at a later date. Since Assetto Corsa first sped onto the racing scene back in 2014, the question has always been how it can be topped. Well, 10 years later we'll finally get an answer to that question. Even with the release of the GT3 and GT4 dominated Assetto Corsa Competizione in 2018, there's still a strong demand for an Assetto Corsa sequel. Rumors have been circulating for a while that Assetto Corsa 2 is in development, and while the game is yet to be announced, we know the release window. Publisher 505 Games has earmarked summer 2024 as the release window for AC2. This was revealed in a press release stating the release was delayed from spring to summer 2024. Expect to hit the track once again in Assetto Corsa 2 in June or July. The arcade simulation, or Stampede, Racing game Hot Lap Racing is expected to launch for Nintendo Switch and Steam in 2024, including a roster of over 30 cars from various motorsport categories and years and over 50 tracks. Hot Lap Racing will give its virtual drivers plenty to enjoy. The titular Hot Lap mode will let players have a freestyle race to improve lap times and master techniques, while the career mode and local or online multiplayer modes will deliver high-speed challenges. There are so many PC simulators these days that the market is becoming somewhat oversaturated with GT-focused titles. PISTA Motorsport may sound along those lines, but it's got an edge. Focusing entirely on Argentinian racing, PISTA looks to feature an overlooked variety of racers from old-school local touring cars to regional Formula Series. No release date just yet, but keep an eye out for it in 2024. Embracing the trend of hashtags, Hashtag Drive Rally is an upcoming rally racing game set in the 1990s where players can get as dirty and muddy as they want while competing for first place. Players can customize their rally cars and laugh at the arcade mechanics that give a simplistic look but are surprisingly challenging to master. Hashtag Drive Rally will be launching in 2024 for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Before Wreckfest, Bugbear Entertainment was best known for the Flat Out series, which blended off-road racing and junk cars with Demolition Derby and hilarious driver-throwing mini-games. Trail Out is the spiritual successor Flat Out fans have been waiting for. Trail Out sees you pick a car from the junkyard and smash it to pieces in destructive races and demolition derbies. Taking place in locations from harbors to barnyards, the tracks are filled with shortcuts and scenery to smash into. There's even a tongue-in-cheek story mode with cutscenes. Since smashing onto Steam in 2022, Trail Out has garnered critical acclaim and a cult following. This year will see Trail Out get a long-awaited console port on PS5 and Xbox Series X, bundling all previously released DLC and updates from the PC game. By name alone, Japanese Drift Master has our interest piqued. Fortunately, it's a case of doing what it says on the tin. Its open world is the version of Japan we always hoped Forza Horizon would deliver, offering miles of mountain roads both fictional and inspired by the real world to unleash our inner Takumi Fujiwara. Cars aren't officially licensed, but they're close enough to the real thing to wonder if the lawyers might want to get involved. There's an interesting premise for the story mode too, with you playing a foreigner who wants to make a name for himself on the Japanese drifting scene. Though there's no release date for the full game, there's a demo on Steam to give you a taste of the physics. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. I would like to remind you that in the description we have a list of different products that can make your gaming experience much better. If you want to buy, the link will be in the description. Anyway, thank you very much for following me this far and until next time, bye.